Today we have a Mercedes-Benz SLK 200 Kompressor. This car came in for the brake change. Okay, thanks Gunther. So indeed, brake pad and rotor replacement on a Mercedes-Benz SLK 200. Wonderful car, except that this one is extremely dirty. I don't think the owner has ever thought of washing it, which is kind of strange, but whatever. So you need to obviously remove the brake caliper retaining bolts, which are on the inner side of the hub, and slightly wiggle at the caliper itself to release it. And that's when I use a piece of electrical wire to attach the caliper itself to the suspension spring up there, to avoid it dangling on the brake hose, which could damage it, which is not cool, obviously. Remove the old brake pads, obviously, and get cracking on the caliper carrier bolts with a lengthy tube or a torque wrench, as I'm using here. Have to turn the wheels to get some proper access, and finish removing these carrier bolts. Then you can set the carrier aside and undo the brake disc bolt itself. There should be only one of these, and it's a tiny Torx bolt. So make sure you get the right socket before you strip the bolt and be very annoyed. And give it a quick clean with a wire brush. Now when you unbox your new discs, you'll probably find that they are very oily, which is absolutely normal. They do this at the factory because they have no idea how long these are going to stay on the shelves, so it avoids rust forming. So you absolutely need to take this off with some brake cleaner. It does what it says on the can, it cleans your brakes. So give it a liberal dose of that stuff and get rid of absolutely every ounce of oil that you can. You obviously don't want to have oily brakes. It's common sense really, but you would be surprised that people who think it might be a good idea to put a drop of oil on their brakes because they're squeaky. I have heard that before, no joke. People are crazy, man. Anyway, once your disc is nice and squeaky clean, just slap it back on the hub. Use the little Torx bolt to put it back into place and secure it nicely. Then grab your wire brush and the caliper carrier and give that a good scrub to release the old brake dust off of it, and to make the carrier guide rails nice and clean so that the brake pads fit nicely and can move freely to a certain degree, obviously, inside them. Check that these little pistons function correctly. Check the little dust seals as well, that they aren't ripped. And use some thread locking compound onto the caliper carrier bolts. This was applied at the factory originally for a good reason. You wouldn't want your caliper bolts to slip off now, would you? That would be terrible, wouldn't it? So yeah, just put a dab of that stuff onto there, and tighten these fairly tight if you don't have the torque settings at hand, like I admit I did not at the time. Just tighten them properly, really. They mustn't move anymore at all, ever. Here's something very useful for you that you might want to buy. Also is a piston resetting tool, which also does what it says on the box. It resets your caliper piston. When you replace your pads, you're going to need this. It makes things so much easier in no time at all, without damaging anything. So that is a very, very useful tool. And time to put the new brake pads into the carrier guide rails, which are nice and clean. Obviously you want to put the friction material on the disc side, I have seen people do it otherwise. People are crazy, I tell you. No joke. Usually when you buy a new set of pads, they will give you a new set of bolts, caliper bolts as well, that are already impregnated with some thread locking compound. Sometimes it isn't the case, so if it isn't, just reuse the old ones and put a dab of that thread locking stuff on it. Reset the caliper in place and get these bolts on, tighten them properly, you know, it just mustn't move, and there you go, Bob's your uncle, job done. So stick the wheel back on, torque the lug nuts to I think 130 Newton meters, something like that, and you're good to go. So for the next for the first 300 kilometers after changing either brake pads and discs, you will want to take things easy and not have the brakes overheat. So no rally driving, no street racing, none of that stuff. You need to really take things easy and avoid overheating of your brakes. That's all there is to it. Thank you very much for watching. Stay tuned for more, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Thank you. Bye.